Welcome to the Criminal Imagination, the place where mystery meets memory and fiction uncovers the forgotten. Today, we shine a light into the shadowed corridors of literary history, where women weren't just characters in crime fiction, they were its uncredited architects. Let's begin with a simple question. Why did so few women write crime fiction before 20th century, when they absolutely dominated the Gothic novel? Virginia Woolf, in her timeless essay A Room of One's Own, explained that the novel was young enough to be soft in hands. Later, critics Sandra Gilbert and Susan Gubar expanded this idea, saying women found safety in novels. Here, they could hide behind characters, create worlds without being seen, be dangerous quietly. And yet, strangely, this quiet danger rarely entered crime fiction. Women ruled the Gothic genre. Think Anne Radcliffe, Charlotte Dacre, Elizabeth Gaskell, even Louisa May Alcott. Their work was haunting, surreal, filled with ruins and secrets. But crime fiction, it felt too real, too grounded in the world where women, as society told them, did not belong. And yet, one woman defied all that. Mary Elizabeth Braddon. In 1862, she published Lady Audley's Secret, one of the earliest detective novels written by a woman. But instead of a brutal killer, her Lady Audley committed a different sin. She lied about her past. She faked her class, climbed the social ladder, hid a working class background beneath silk and pearls. In Victorian society, this was nearly as scandalous as murder. When her secret threatens to surface, she acts, setting fire to the evidence, literally. She becomes both suspect and symbol of what happens when a woman dares to rewrite her story. But here's the catch. Lady Audley isn't the detective, a man is. Robert Audley, calm, rational, male. Even in stories written by women, the solver of mysteries had to be a man. The women, they were obstacles, temptations, dangerous classes, and as Sherlock Holmes once called them, she's a stray chicken in a world of foxes. When she is gobbled up, she is hardly missed. Beautiful, helpless, and he feared provocative. And then enters Marian Halcombe. In The Woman in White, Wilkie Collins gave us a female character who thinks like a detective. She is sharp, she is bold, and she is loyal, and described very deliberately as ugly. Why? Because to be clever and powerful, she could not also be beautiful. Men had to feel safe around her, not seduced. To solve a crime, a woman had to step outside womanhood. The first real female detectives came not from society's salons, but from society's margins. Anne Catherine Green's Amelia Butterworth came in 1897. Catherine Purkis Loveday Brooke came in 1894. Grant Allen's Louis Cayley came in 1899. All were unmarried, asexual, and unthreatening. Detectives, yes, but always spinsters. No romance, no beauty, no drama. Even when George R. Sims gave us Dorcas Dean, a married detective in 1897, her family was hidden, conveniently so, shoved off page like something shameful. Then came Kate Collett, sharp and stunning, only to quit the moment she got married. The message was clear: a woman can solve a crime, but she cannot do it and be a woman. Take Lady Molly by Baroness Oxley, an aristocrat, a genius, and yet her career is only a means to an end to clear her husband's name. Once that's done, she retires. Duty served, womanhood restored. Even the brilliant Miss Madeline Meek, a kind of female Sherlock, was softened. No cocaine for her, just Coca Cola. Through the early 1900s, the unaffiliated unmarried woman detective prevailed. Letitia Tish Carberry, Hilda Adams, Miss Pinkerton, each clever, brave, but emotionally silent. They didn't talk about longing, they didn't think of family, they didn't even dream out aloud. They became detectives only by giving up something else, their selves. So when Agatha Christie created Miss Marple, she wasn't starting something new. She was finishing a sentence that began a century earlier. And today's brilliant women in crime fiction, authors and characters alike, owe a debt to these quiet rebels, not the femme fatales, but the ones who got out, thought every man in the room, and walked away without applause. So here is a question for you. What does it cost to be clever when you are not meant to be seen at all? And which early woman detective fascinates you the most? And why do you think she has been forgotten? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this trip through the archives of fiction and feminism, like, share, and subscribe to the Criminal Imagination. You will never look at crime fiction the same way again. Until next time, remember, crime fiction does not just reveal secrets, it reveals the world that tried to keep them buried.